Good morning, guys. Here, this is Srinivas Reddy from IARE. I am going to cover the topic of presentation skills. First, let me tell you here what is meant by presentation. See the definition here. A presentation is an opportunity to communicate your views or ideas to an audience. Okay? Is it clear? It may be a large group or small group. You have to present here. For example, in your college, you may need to present your mini projects or major projects or your progress. Is it clear? Research progress, okay, to your supervisors or the examiners. In the workplace also here, you may need to present here your ideas, communicate your ideas regarding your policy or your progress or any concept here to the audience. That may be here. Sometimes you may need to present your ideas. As a group leader, you have to present them to team members. Okay, or you may have to present the progress of your report here to your superiors. Or sometimes here you may need to present here your ideas here. To clients here. Is it clear? So there will be various types here. Okay. And especially academically here, paper presentations may be there, in the conferences or seminars or regarding your major projects here, you need to present here something. Okay, right. So mainly this presentation can be of three types: extemporaneous presentation, memorizing, reading. So let me tell you here, extemporaneous presentation is quite natural. It sounds very natural and effective. Okay, is it clear? Whereas memorizing, is not good here. Because when you memorize here, you can't, when you make a contact with the audience here, you may forget some points. So that will not be effective. Memorizing will not be effective. Is it clear? Okay, reading also accepted here. It is also a sort of presentation. Especially paper presentations. Sometimes here, especially reading will be done by here, officials in a high position. For even president of India or prime minister or governor. They will read here regarding their policies or definite decisions. Is it clear? Because if anything goes wrong here, it leads to here great disaster. Is it clear? That's why they will be very careful here not to utter any word here which which disturbs the harmony in the society or which can create some confusion. Is it clear? So they will be very careful, right? So reading can be accepted here at high level. Next one is extemporaneous. This will be the best one here, right? Effective, most effective. But extemporaneous here sounds natural, unprepared, but spontaneous. But it is not not right here. It sounds natural, spontaneous, but it doesn't mean here there is no need of any preparation. Is it clear? For extemporaneous presentation also, we require here, organization of ideas, some plan should be there. Okay? Right here. Next, we may make presentations to our boss, new employees, customers, colleagues, and suppliers. Is it clear? Right? So, steps in the presentation process here. First comes, planning section, right? So in the planning here, again there are various steps in the planning. Get to know your listeners, analyze the circumstances around your talk, the location and the size of the audience, right? Next, writing section, brainstorming the topic, get the hard information, write a draft and read it aloud, use visual aids and beyond the rough drafts. This comes under writing section, right? How to plan, brainstorm the topic and collecting information, writing a draft, reading it, and adding some visual aids like that. Next comes here completing. Practice, practice, practice. Okay, because here it's natural to feel nervous, so we need some practice. And the final stage is here the delivery of the presentation. Okay, delivery of your speech and handling questions. Right? Now, okay, let us discuss one by one. Okay, first one here. Okay, get to know your, in the planning section we said here, get to know your listeners. What does it mean? Why we should know here, okay, listeners here about listeners? Because if you want to present here a topic, is it clear? We should know here who are our listeners. Unless you know who are our listeners, you can't, prepare well. Your presentation will not be effective. The same preparation, same, drafting will not work out here to all sorts of listeners. Is it clear? Because for different listeners, we have to plan in a different way. Okay, in the usage of language, terminology, is it clear? Okay, formal, informal, various, variations are, applied in this one. So, for example, how this one helps in planning your presentation. For example, first one here, to be a good speaker, main thing is to be a good listener also, right? So presentation doesn't mean just only one way communication. Is it clear? And you have to know whether it is reaching the audience, whether you are getting the correct response from them, as you expected here, right? Otherwise here your presentation is not successful presentation. Is it clear? So that's why you have to analyze the audience for planning a successful presentation. Okay, what is that to analyze the audience here? That is about the age of the audience and gender of the audience. For example, you can't use the same examples for adults and also here to children. Is it clear? If you want to present here topic to adults here, you have to use some sorts of examples. If the same is going to be presented, same topic is going to be presented, for children, you have to prepare the topic here in another way. Just you can add here some examples related to children's experience. Is it clear? Right? Or you can prepare some cartoon stories or some pictures. Is it clear? Which will attract the children. Is it clear? So you should know the age of the audience. So and the topic is related to for example, youth here. Same message to youth. You have to take examples from their experience. And even the stories really which attract the youth only. Right? So for different age groups here, planning should be different. Based on their interest here. For children, certain type of examples. Make interest. And for youngsters, certain type of examples bring interest among them. And for adults, certain type of examples. Is it clear? Right? Even the narrating method also here should be different. And next, gender of the audience, you must know that. So if there is a mixed audience here, you should know how to use the language and examples without hurting any gender. Is it clear? For example, if audience are all from, all male audience only, men only, then you can crack some jokes which cannot here use here, which you cannot use in front of a female audience. Is it clear? If all are female audience, you can use some examples, crack some jokes here, right? Which are not applicable, which are not interested in, among a male. Is it clear? Right? If there is a mixed audience here, you should be very careful not to hurt any gender. Is it clear? Next, occupation also. You have to see their occupation. So, and cultural background. Why I am saying occupation here? For example, you want to present a topic to engineers and the same topic to doctors and same topic to laymen, that is farmers or something like that. So you have to change your presentation styles and the language terminology like that. Okay, you can't use technical terminology when you present on a topic here. Okay, is it clear? To farmers, is it clear? And you can't use the same terminology to doctors also. Is it clear? So when their professions are different here, the terminology you use, okay, the examples you use will become different. Is it clear? So that's why you know the occupation of the listeners and cultural background also. Okay, for example, you are speaking on a topic on marriage system. Marriage system or marriage customs here are not similar, across all communities. Is it clear? Different religions, different communities have different types of practices. So you should be very careful here. Okay, if you don't know their cultural background here, whatever you think is right in your religion or in your community may look wrong here in others community or others religion. So you must be very careful not to hurt anybody's feelings. And next one is group memberships. While presenting a topic, you should see group memberships. Okay, which group they belong to. Okay, because all people here, they try to identify themselves with certain groups here. For example, they want to identify themselves with their engineering college, or themselves with Telangana state here, or they want to identify themselves with their country. Is it clear? Or their religion. Is it clear? So, suppose you are giving presentation on particular topic here, and employment opportunities or placements are like that. If you say yours college, where here audience are from different colleges. If you say your college is only the best, others are now compared to others here, it may hurt their feelings. Is it clear? Okay. If the audience are from different countries, if you say your Indian culture is only great, and the greatest, it is the best, if you comment like that, others may feel hurt. Is it clear? So you should be very careful here while using your words and using examples. Is it clear? Right? Making comments. So in your presentation, you should not hurt anybody's feelings here among the audience. Is it clear? Right? And the level of the audience, knowledge level in the area of the topic. For example, your audience have no basic knowledge in that domain. So you have to start your presentation from the basics here. You have to introduce from the basics. If your audience have already known regarding the subject here at some level, and you have to start your presentation at the next level. You can't start here your presentation from basics to the higher level audience. Is it clear? Because it makes them bored. So the level of the audience you have to know, and the attitude of the audience towards the topic. Even your audience also attend the meeting for various purposes. Is it clear? Some will attend the meeting forcefully. Is it clear? Some will attend the meeting or your presentation with more interest in the subject. Is it clear? Or they may have more respect here on you. Is it clear? They have different purposes here in attending your presentation. Is it clear? So you have to see, some may not show interest towards the topic. Forcefully they might sit in your presentation. Is it clear? So you have to see the attitude of the audience towards the topic, and you have to see what makes them interested. Is it clear? Towards the topic. Next, the expectations of the audience from the speaker. Is it clear? For example, here, if they already know here the basics of the topic and all, okay, all they, if they have some advanced level knowledge here, first when you speak on the topic, what do they expect from you? For example, if there is an issue, everyone knows here about the issue, about the problem, but nobody knows here a practical solution. Is it clear? So first see here what are their expectations, okay, from your presentation. If you reach the expectations, your presentation will be successful. If you cover the points which are already known to them, okay, it is not successful presentation. Is it clear? You have to reach the expectations of the audience, okay, from your presentation. Is it clear? Good presentation starts here, not stop here. It starts here where the audience is and or then move them towards the speaker. Okay? Right. Next one, it is start here. Good presentation start here where the audiences are and then move them towards the speaker. Right? So you begin your presentation from their level only and you can take them along with you. Right? This comes under get to know your listeners. Right? Okay. Next one, analyze the circumstances around your talk. Okay. Guys, here during your presentation, you have to see your circumstances. Okay, your presentation will be affected by location and the audience. In adjusting your presentation to the audience, you have to decide the level of language and style to use. Okay, what is the level of language and style? Okay, some people think that if they use here, okay, some unknown words here, okay, some tough words, complex words, okay, which are unknown to audience, they feel themselves as a superior and they think that the audience will see them as a high knowledge person like that. But what is the use of your presentation? Purpose of your presentation is to communicate your ideas successfully. If nobody understands with your language, okay, your flowery language or okay, language with complex words, if nobody understands, okay, what is the purpose here? Okay, is it clear? Purpose should be fulfilled here, right? So you have to check here the language level. You have to use the language level, okay, at which the audience are. It is not to show your okay, language level, but you have to begin your presentation at their level only. Is it clear? And you have to see the circumstances and mechanism of your speech or talk. Okay? What is the circumstance? What is the occasion? Is it a sales presentation or speech at a wedding or an informal speech? You have to think like this. Okay? For example, if it is a speech at a wedding here where all want to enjoy, if you make a serious speech here over the topic, then all will feel bored and embarrassing. Is it clear? If it is a sales presentation, okay, what is the purpose of the sales presentation? To sell your product or to sell your service. Okay, that should be the main aim. You don't deviate from the topic here. What is to be highlighted here? Okay, who are your audience? Okay, how you are influencing them, that is important. Okay? Next, is it a light-hearted, persuasive, political, joyful, passionate speech? Okay. Okay, in light-hearted, for persuasion, for convincing, you have to use certain type of language. Okay, you have to plan certain examples. If it is a political speech here, it will be different. Okay, whether it is a passionate or joyful, is it clear? So based on that circumstances here, based on the nature of presentation, based on the purpose of the presentation, you have to prepare. Okay, next one. What is the length and situation of the presentation? What is the length and situation? Right? And see if it is a lengthy presentation. For example, your presentation needs 2 hours or 3 hours. Okay, check here. Okay, whether the audience will have patience? No. So if it is a lengthy presentation, see that, okay, there should be a break in the middle. For example, if it is 2 hours or 3 hours of presentation, okay, after 1.5 hours, you can take a 10 minutes break here for snacks or for something. Okay, you can take 5 to 10 minutes break. Okay, because they have to be relaxed here. Is it clear? They should not feel bored. Okay, see the length. Okay, the effective presentation audience will be very attentive only for 10 minutes actually. Okay, don't cover your theory for more than 10 minutes. Okay, if you cover theory for 5 to 10 minutes, then remaining here time should be covered with examples or exercises like that. After exercises, again here take presentation on theory. Again examples like that. Okay, plan like that based on the length and situation of the presentation. Then how many people and what sort of people will there be in the audience? Is it clear? So if audience number is very huge, very high, okay, see that you must be audible. Okay, you have to arrange here the speakers and even other screens here. Okay, whether you are visible, okay, whatever you say or whatever the points you present are visible or not, you have to see all those. Is it clear? If those are only few members, okay, within a room you can present, no need of any speaker like that. Okay, so see the size of the audience. Next, is the audience enthusiastic or depressed about the topic? If those are enthusiastic, okay, you can begin here straight away. If they are depressed on the topic here, about the topic, you have to encourage them. Okay, you have to break the ice. Okay, and create some interest among them towards the topic. Otherwise, you can't start your topic straight away. Is it clear? And you have to think what has brought the audience together. Is it clear? Whether they are expecting only certificate or any promotion or any training, practical training, or just it is part of their duty, or they are showing interest to learn something like that. You have to think about it. Okay, that's why you have to analyze the circumstances around your talk. Okay, according to those circumstances, you can plan your presentation. Right? Okay, guys. Next, the location and the size of the audience, the room size. Okay, seating arrangements, layout, setup, acoustics. Is it clear? All you have to see, because in some halls they will be resound here. Is it clear? Echo will be produced so that audience can't hear you properly. Is it clear? And layout also, and room size, seating arrangements. Even if the audience seats are not comfortable, is it clear? If they are not in a relaxing position, if their seats are not comfortable, if it is uneasy, okay, you can't make your presentation successful, right? And next, the technical arrangements like microphones, PowerPoints, computers use, audio visuals, lighting, music, okay, all these are important. So sometimes, the size of the audience will be very high. Okay, you go there with your pen drive. Okay, you keep it here in your computer and you open. But when you want to speak out here, you can't reach here the audience, and there will be no facility of microphones. Then what do? Your presentation will be a failure, right? And PowerPoints also. Even Word documents, PowerPoints. Sometimes, in my experience, let me tell you here, some students here, come with their PowerPoint presentations. They, store them in their pen drives. Okay, while preparing, they will, prepare those PPTs here, on, 2003 version or 2000 version, of Microsoft. And when they come to, actual presentation room, they may not have any computers or laptops which will support 2003 version or 2000 version. Okay, they will be here 2007 version or some advanced version. Okay, the matter or the PowerPoints slides prepared by them okay, will not work out. Is it clear? Even some Word documents also will not be opened. This is the problem. So it is your responsibility. Okay, better carry your own laptop, okay, in which you have prepared the slides. Otherwise, you have to come in advance to the hall, okay, and see the arrangements and see test your pen drive, and you have to open your PPTs, okay, in advance only, and whether they are opening or not here, you have to check them in advance. Okay, is it clear? In the 11th hour, if you try here, sir, okay, my PPT is in this pen drive and it is not opening in this computer. So, yeah, you can't take excuses like that. Okay, it is your responsibility only. Okay, guys, here, students here, most of the students here forget these small things here and they fail, okay, at the time of presentation. Is it clear? Right? Next, audio visuals also. Even lighting. If there is a dim lighting in the hall, okay, your presentation will not be effective. Even if there are any other distractions here like sound, okay, from other sides, is it clear? They will, okay, disturb your presentation. So you have to see all these here, okay, in advance only. Okay. Next, physical distortions, video noise, moving people. Sometimes in a big hall, people move this side and that side here. Okay, creating some disturbance to the audience. Okay. So you have to see there should be no distractions in the middle. Okay. And any other, other arrangements like coffee or snacks. Okay. Okay, in the break intervals. Is it clear? So next one. Yeah. And this one is here from our side, especially when we take a topic here. Most of the guys here, okay, when they are asked to present a paper, okay, is it clear, on a particular topic. What do they do here? When a topic is given to you and you are asked to present here, okay, on the topic, okay, is it clear? You are asked to make a presentation on the particular topic. What do you do generally? Immediately, you will rush to, okay, internet here. And you go for Google search and you gather information. Is it clear? This is common here in most nowadays here. But you should not do that, okay, in the beginning. Guys here, don't rush to Google search, okay, for collecting information when you are given a topic. Is it clear? In the first instant, don't rush to the Google search. First, here, see the topic here, trace out the keywords from the topic. Based on the keywords here, okay, think of the nature of the topic here. Whether it is an issue, okay, what is it, agree, disagree, or what type of topic here? Your technical presentation where needs a solution here. It is a presentation on programming. Okay, it is a presentation on, okay, some general topic here. Is it clear? And whatever it may be here, see the keywords of the topic and think here, think of the ideas and think, okay, what are the expectations of the audience on that particular topic? Is it clear? Who are your audience? You know that. What is their level? You know that. Okay. What is their background? You know that. After knowing that, based on their background, think here, what do they expect here? What do the audience expect on the particular topic? Is it clear, guys? Right? Then, according to their expectations here, add ideas here, whatever that come to your mind here. Okay, you may not have ideas, but at least write their expectations. Yes, they don't know the definition of this one, right? It is new to them. So then add here, what is that? Add a definition. Even you don't know the definition, but here just to make a plan. So you need to add here definition. Is it clear? And you have to highlight the issue. For example, and recent here, recent incidents on the issue, for example. Okay. Then if it is an issue here, they may expect reasons for that one, reasons for the issue. Is it clear? So write reasons, and whatever reasons that come to your mind here, you write on the paper. Don't write them in the sentence form. Just one word or two words here like that. Okay. Then the solution. Solution, whatever that comes to your mind here, just write, jot down the points. Is it clear? Okay. And if you have heard some stories on that one, any quotations or any recent examples like that, you can just add there here. Okay, in the first instance. Is it clear? Okay. Just based on the keywords, based on the expectations of the audience here, first here, just to prepare a rough notes here. That is it is in the rough draft only, in the planning section only. So how to get ideas, for example, on a particular topic? Just go with the 5 Ws and 1 H formula. What are those? 5 Ws and 1 H formula. What is this here? 5 Ws means here WH questions: what, where, when, why, how, like that. Is it clear? 5 Ws and 1 H. Okay, under what here you can open the definition or introduction like that. Okay, you can plan like that. Okay, then where you can discuss here applications in which field, in the which domain or which area. Is it clear? Globally, nationally, locally. Is it clear? So you can cover that one. When in the when part you can cover the history, complete history. So in the beginning how it was, now how it is, in future how it is going to be, and how it should be. Like that you plan like that. How it was, how it is, how it will be, and how it should be. Okay, think of that one. Right? Is it clear? Okay, according to chronology here, when and how. Is it clear? If it is related to application issue, how is the issue here? How it became an issue? Is it clear? Its impact. Under why here, reasons here. Any technical topic also. For example, you are taking a programming language. For example, any language. First, you should know here what it is, the concept. Okay. Then where here. Okay, where you can utilize it. Okay, applications where. When. So when do you apply that one? In the past, how it was applied. Now how it is being applied here. In future, how it will be applied and how it should be applied. You can think like that. It is related to a language. Okay. Why? You should make it clear why you should apply this one only here in this context here. Why? Then make it how it should be applied here. Okay, make it clear. How it was applied, how it is being applied, how it should be, how it will be, like that. Okay, you can open up. Just with the help of 5 Ws and 1 H, you can prepare a rough plan. Is it clear? And get points, whatever you think here, in your mind. Jot down anything you feel may be useful quotes, ideas, anecdotes, facts, figures, examples, and anything that comes to your mind. Just jot down. Don't go to Google search. Okay, first, this is called brainstorming. Okay, right? And think of some good stories and analogies or examples. Okay, have the facts and statistics necessary to support your arguments. Okay, for example, you may not have facts with you. You may not have statistics with you. Okay, you may not have the correct definition. Is it clear? Don't worry. Okay, that comes in the second stage. Right. Next stage is here, get the hard information. Right? After having your ideas in some kind of order, you have to gather sufficient evidence to back up your ideas. This is the second stage. First stage, brainstorm the topic, then get the hard information. Second stage, okay, get the hard information, right? So to support your ideas, okay, you have to gather sufficient evidence, right? The quality of a good speech is often determined by the quality of information it provides. So you may have to gather information from books on the topic, because basic information will be available in books only. Regarding definitions or concepts, you will get them in books. Then you can go with the subject journals and research journals. Is it clear? Why you need to go to journals here to collect the information? In the research journals here, you can collect the latest information, okay, and on latest developments. Is it clear? Then abstracts. What is meant by abstract here? In the abstract here, okay, these are also books here. They may be released monthly. Subject-wise abstracts will be there, released monthly or yearly. So what will be there? For example, in this month, okay, say 30 here research publications were made here in a particular domain. Is it clear? So this is here all the complete information on that, okay, research publications cannot be published in one book. Just only the abstracts of their research developments, okay, those 30 abstracts of their research will appear, okay, in this okay, book, which is called abstract. Okay, just we can see the heading. If you think, okay, that topic is useful to you, okay, you can just read that abstract and you can decide whether it is going to be useful, whether you need to collect the entire information from the original research paper. Okay, you can check. Is it clear? Otherwise here, need not. Okay, then you can gather information from yearbooks. Why yearbooks I am saying here? The latest developments, okay, in all fields in a particular country will be published in the yearbooks. Is it clear? So, for example, you want to get the data on literacy rate in India in a particular state, okay, or gender ratio. Is it clear? Okay, such figures, okay, latest figures will appear only in the yearbooks here, right? So you can't depend on books or other journals here, because they were here published long ago, right? So in the yearbooks you can okay, get the latest informations, okay, right. Next one, you can gather information on news channels. These newspapers, news channels are the primary sources of information, right? So you can get the latest information from your newspapers and news channels, right? Next one is encyclopedias. What is meant by encyclopedia? Okay, these are the books of knowledge here from all domains up to the advanced level. Every year, okay, the advanced knowledge will be added here in that particular domain. Is it clear? So the best encyclopedias, I think you might have heard Wikipedia, but the advanced ones, okay, the best ones are Microsoft Encarta.com. This is the best encyclopedia. Or you can collect your information from, okay, Encyclopedia Britannica.com, right? So from these sites you can get the latest information on any subject. Is it clear? Even up to the recent developments here, up to last year, you can get the information from these encyclopedias. Is it clear? So next one, sometimes here you may not get info. Here, let me tell you guys here, just from Google search of, okay, whatever is there in the Google here, don't take it and, okay, take it as, okay, authentic information. Don't take it as authentic. Is it clear? Those are not authentic here news sources. So, and don't believe that here whatever is there on the internet is true. Okay? So, you should know here the genuine information sources. Is it clear? Alright? That's why I have given you the list of the information sources. Is it clear? Next, sometimes you may not get the latest development here, okay, and some information. Okay, in that case, you need to meet the professionals or experts in that subject or the people concerned, right? Is it clear? For example, you want to know here, okay, some programs on the child development, okay, which are initiated by, okay, state government and central government. So they may not be available in a book or a journal here. Is it clear? So then you may need to here meet a child welfare development officer, right? Then okay, you can get the information. Of course, now in the digital era, even separate websites are there, okay, for the state government and central government, and from the official websites you can download that information. Is it clear? Right? The facts, statistics, quotes, and opinions that your research produces will add, okay, to the persuasiveness of your presentation. Remember to present the topic in an interesting and dramatic way. So don't here introduce your topic here, okay, in a traditional way. Sometimes here, in the beginning only, you have to make an impression on the first impression, okay, that is the best one. Is it clear? So you can start your presentation with a quotation, okay, or with some pictures showing here, or news, okay, news titles or something, okay, videos, whatever it may be. First thing is you have to grab the attention of the audience. Is it clear? Next, the values of facts and figures lend authority to your presentation and increase your confidence. Is it clear? So in your presentation, if you just add only comments, statements, they don't have any value. Okay, if you add facts and figures to defend those points here, okay, the statements, okay, they will add value to your comments or statements. Is it clear? Right? Next thing is here, write a draft and read it aloud. So once you have come up with a good idea and theme with interesting information, the best way to develop your speech is, okay, let it stew for a while. Is it clear? Then your ideas will become clearer and you will be able to write them down. When you write the first draft of your speech, it should contain 3 basic elements: the information, the discussion, the conclusion. Not information, it should be introduction here. The introduction, discussion, conclusion. Right? How to write the introduction? In a formal speech, it is customary to thank the people who invited you. You might also have to address and thank important people who are there at the presentation. Spend about 10% of your allotted time on your introduction only. Is it clear? If 10 minutes time is given here, spend 1 minute here for these formalities and introducing your topic. Right? Then grab the attention of the audience immediately with a catchy line. Follow it by a clear and concise statement of what you intend to talk about. Is it clear? Right? Today I am going to speak or show about, okay, like that. Next, express your point clearly and concisely so that your audience knows where you stand on this issue. Right? And in the discussion part, okay, or the body of your presentation, you develop your arguments and convince your audience of your conviction. Use logical arguments and support your argument with examples. Right? A lot. Say of the given time for the discussion, use familiar language and style according to the attitude and knowledge level of the audience. Is it clear? So here, once again, I remind you, use familiar language only. Don't use complex words here to show yourself that is you are a scholar and you are highly knowledgeable. That is not the purpose here. Okay? You have to convince the audience and you have to get the expected results from the audience through your presentation. That is important. So see that you use familiar language and also style that suits them. Okay, whether they are children or youth or adults. Is it clear? Use appropriate audio visual aids to keep your audience interest up. Right? Next one, the conclusion. Keep your conclusion short and to the point by repeating the important points. Is it clear? By using a key transition statement, show you are coming to the end of your presentation. Try to end with a big bang, a one-liner, or a memorable expression. Is it clear? So, right? Have a clear call to action so that your audience will take action after you have finished your talk. This comes under conclusion. Right? Next, so use visual aids here. Okay, you need to concentrate on these here. Visual aids help to create interest and to illustrate points. Okay, that may be hard to explain using words. They also help the speaker to remember the details of presentation and help to improve the speaker's professional image. Okay? Next, the visual aids that might be considered for presentation are, here is a list here, the overhead projectors and transparencies. Now it is outdated, all are using direct computer PPTs only. Whiteboard, okay, right? Flip charts to prepare, video clips, models and or samples, a computer-based program such as Microsoft PowerPoint, photographs and prepared diagrams. Okay, take the support of these visual aids. Okay. Next, beyond the rough drafts. So, once you have written out your notes, break them into a number of simple, easy to remember points. Is it clear? So, preparation is okay, rough drafts. Then break them into a number of simple, easy to remember points. Write down a single word or a memorable phrase and a symbol of something to remind you of what you say. Is it clear? Just one word or one phrase. Is it clear? For each slide here, some side headings like this. Practice your speech a few times and make sure and find that you remember the important points, important bits. Gain confidence on what you say. Is it clear? Find yourself making mental notes. Remember the sequence of ideas and topics. This is important. Okay. Of course, when you use PowerPoint presentation, okay, you need not remember. Once you see that heading, you will remember all those. Right? Next one is here, practice. If you want to deliver a really interesting, confident and memorable speech, you will need to practice only. During the practices, slowly becomes less dependent on your notes. You become less dependent on your notes slowly. Practice at least 4 times to get confidence, to get clarity and to get interesting. Is it clear? Practice making your voice more interesting. Is it clear? So here don't become monotonous. Is it clear? There should be some pitch variation. Is it clear? Right? You have to practice your voice with the variation in your pitch. Is it clear? Practice the right accent, intonation and variation in the pitch. Before the final presentation, practice in front of your friends or close relatives or in front of a video camera, or you can record your practice and play back, and learn from their mistakes, from any mistakes made. Is it clear? Right? Until your friends or relatives, satisfy, you should go on your presentation. You should get satisfaction first. Okay? Is it clear? So this should be done here. Even, okay, now here it is come to the actual presentation stage. Even after practicing, you will still probably feel nervous when you finally get out there in front of your audience. Okay, for everyone it is quite natural. Is it clear? Okay, due to many reasons here, many reasons. Okay, but remember, when you feel nervous on the stage here, take a deep breath, hold it, and let it out with a confident smile. Is it clear? And pause to take deep breaths. Is it clear? Look at your audience. While looking at here, don't look at one person or two persons here. Okay, just you split your attention towards all people. Is it clear? Right? So, this is important here. Take a deep breath, hold it, and let it out with a confident smile. Okay? And just here, release your breath here with a confident smile, and just make a look at the audience completely. Right? Use gestures appropriately to demonstrate your points. Okay. Right here. Believe yourself first. Believe yourself first. Right? Think or imagine you did more work and know more than the audience on the topic. If you remember this point, automatically you will get confidence. Guys, remember, who did more work, research work on the topic here? Who gathered more information? You only. Others have no business here with this topic actually. They did not make a research. Is it clear? You did a lot of research. You gathered a lot of information on that particular topic. So you know more on the topic than others. Is it clear? This just one feeling gives you confidence. Take care on your physical appearance and body language. Here. Your standing posture, your movements. Is it clear? Eye contact. All these here. You should take care of. Speak slowly, clearly, with an impact. Okay? Project your voice to reach the back row of the audience. Is it clear? So your voice should be audible even to the backbenchers. Okay? Next, delivery of your speech. In the start here, do not apologize. Be confident. Know the topic well. And know the audience mood. Be empathetic to your audience mood. Watch your audience body language. See your voice whether it is clearly audible or not. Speak slow and use the right pace. Use proper accent, intonation and pitch variation. Regarding your body language, position of the body, facial expressions, movement of hands, eye contact, all these should be appropriate. Next one. Use the visual aids cautiously. See that they should not cause any inconvenience or trouble to the presentation. Use them wisely to make your presentation effectively. Make sure that you should end your presentation on time. Is it clear? For example, if 10 minutes time is allotted to your presentation, you have to take 1 minute to greet the people, introduce yourself and introduce the topic. Is it clear? And 7 to 8 minutes for presentation and last 1-2 minutes for taking questions, queries from the audience. Right? Is it clear? So, for example, if there are more points here, check here which is to be skipped, which is not important, which is important. Use only important points. Pick up only important points. See that it should be completed on time. Next, conclusion. Finish with a bang. go out on a high note, ask the audience for action. Is it clear? And the last here, 1-2 minutes should be spent here. Okay, for handling questions. Ask the audience if there are any queries. At the same time, maintain professional self-control and control of the situation. Look directly at the question as you speak. Repeat the question for all to hear. For example, one person may ask you a question. Then you take that question, repeat the question to all audience. Okay? And while answering, you have to face all, not at that particular person. Okay, you can see that particular person for moment, for 10 seconds or like that. But you have to see all those. Right? Don't look at only one person while you are answering. Right? Answer the question by also looking at the audience, not just at the person who asked you the question. Right? Okay, guys, here. Remember these. Okay, here. Thank you. I hope after preparing here, okay, your papers on any particular topic here. So, you can see that here. Okay, preparation and better prepare here according to these suggestions. Okay, guys. Thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.